Welcome to the Regibog cast, the podcast for the unhinged people and for the open-minded. Before we
Uh-huh.
continue, I have an announcement to make. Ladies and gentlemen, what I have in front of me is a piece of paper. This piece of
That
paper
says you're gay.
that says I am not a faggot. However, it does say practical driving test pass certificate, which means I, Regihad, the host of the Regibog cast, and Boggo, the co-host
Yes.
of the Regibog cast, does not have a pass yet. However, the host does, meaning that I can legally now drive a car.
Yes.
Yay! Watch me Saturday come to work in my dad's car.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay, good.
Because I can take so I can take my stuff with me and then go home after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so that is my announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy has officially gotten himself a license. Now I just have to wait for the pink card. Anyway, what is the topic of today? In reality, this topic was actually not on my list, as a matter of fact. It was in reality a request from a fan. Turns out that fan was my sister-in-law, meaning that I have to fulfill her request. And what's her request, you ask? Is it something to do with Turkey? Does it have to do with
What?
Sidwaj? Does it have to do with Turkey? No. Does it have to do with Sidwaj? Never. She doesn't even, she hates him as well. It has to do with hello, Jeffrey Epstein.
The pedo.
The known pedophile of the world. They're also known as the human traffic of the world. Today, yes, we are going to be discussing about him. But first of all, let me get my thinking glasses on because today we're going to have to be investigating at the same time. All right, let's get ourselves some. Actually, no, I can't. Actually, you know
You
what?
can't see
Glasses
that.
off. I actually can't see shit. Trust me. When I did the Regihad show in this, you don't understand. I had to be this the like that the entire time. So
Or you can just turn off your light in your room and just like literally see through it.
no, trust me, it will not work
Okay.
because my eyes are blurry. So what do we know about Jeffrey Epstein? So Jeffrey Epstein was an American millionaire slash financier and sex offender. He was born in New York and began his professional life by teaching at the Dalton School despite lacking a college degree, which means, I kid you not, he was a teacher. That means.
Interesting.
Interesting. After his dismissal from the school in 1976,
Why
he
did you get
entered the
dismissed?
because he lacked a college degree.
Oh, okay. How the fuck did he? Okay, what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. Back then in America, it was totally different, man. We're talking
Yeah.
about back then. We're talking about the 70s.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Anyone could get a job in different sectors.
Yeah. So eventually, Epstein developed an elite social circus and procured many women and children whom he associated and sexually abused. In the year of 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on federal charges for sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. That's, of course, something that he's famous for. We know that. He died in his jail cell on the August of 10th, 2019.
And what's the
Now,
conspiracy?
we will come into that. The medical examiner ruled that his death was a suicide by hanging. Now, there is, of course, the conspiracy theory, okay? Which was the guards did not see it. The CCTV cameras went off somehow, and his body was just vanished. So, which means we don't think he's dead. What we think is that he's still alive, but still but hiding. He's still alive, but hiding. That's my prediction. Okay, next one. What else have they got here? Oh, nice. Okay, so this is very interesting that I actually found out recently.
Mm.
Jeffrey Epstein is actually an Israeli agent, you can say.
Fucking hell.
Okay, let me explain to you why. Okay, the
Mm.
current U.S. State Department, Anthony Blinken, his stepfather, he
Mm.
was the lawyer of Robert Maxwell. Now,
Mm.
Robert Maxwell is the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? And
Mm.
Ghislaine Maxwell is the partner of Jeffrey Epstein. And here's the thing, Robert Maxwell was actually a Mossad agent. Now, we of course know that the island is still out there, Epstein's Island, okay? It's still out there, and it's still got, and it's apparently still guarded. And
Really?
some people would actually go and break into the island, but then of
Mm.
course escape as soon as possible before
Mm.
running away. Okay, so now we have to talk about his. What the hell are we supposed to be talking about with him? I mean, of course, we will talk about the list.
Mm.
The entire list on was actually who was actually with Epstein, and of course, what they did. So this is very interesting. Okay,
Mm.
Epstein was a longtime acquaintance of Prince Andrew. So Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, is a
Mhm.
friend of Jeffrey Epstein. Then Tom Barack, who is a real estate investor. Then Bill Clinton.
Mhm.
George Stephanopoulos. So I presume he's Greek
Mhm.
because Greeks always have a weird a weird long surname that ends with Olus.
Mm.
Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta,
Mhm.
Donald Trump, Woody Allen,
Mhm.
okay, Jeff Bezos,
Mhm.
Naomi Campbell,
Fucking hell.
Stephen Hawking, Harvey Weinstein, we know about
Fuck.
him,
Obviously, he's always the main suspect.
Rupert Murdoch.
Okay, yeah. That's
He is the head of mainstream media. You can say
yeah. Is that the king of media?
the king of mainstream
This
media.
guy conquered every single shit. His story is a very interesting one.
Yeah, yeah. Next one is Richard Branson.
Okay, the Virgin guy.
Yes. Yes. Alec Baldwin.
The
David Koch. I actually don't believe. His surname is actually Koch, but not as in
hey,
like cock as in penis, but cock as in Koch. And Michael Jackson.
Jason. What the hell is
Yes.
wrong with this kid?
No. Okay. But of course we will come into the list. Okay.
Mm.
Then the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, Tony Blair, and the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Yes, that's pretty. That's pretty much wealth. Let's talk about his wealth. Okay. Now, of course, the exact origins of Epstein's wealth is unknown. Leslie Wexner was one source of Epstein's original wealth, and an
Mm.
assistant of Epstein also stated that he got his fortune through Robert Maxwell, who is, of course, the Mossad agent.
Hmm?
The meat Robert Maxwell. He's the Mossad agent,
What's a Mossad agent?
Israeli intelligence force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 to soliciting and procuring prostitution, his lawyers stated that he was a billionaire with a net worth of over $1 billion. A
And
number
in
of
actuality,
well, in actuality, Forbes actually ran an article which was written why sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is not a billionaire. So
mm.
apparently, based on his last prosecution in
Mm.
2019, they
Mm.
found assets worth of at least $500 million.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2020, Epstein's finances revealed that it was paid out nearly 50 million between June 2020 and December 2020 to more than 100 women who brought claims to the Epstein's Victims Compensation Fund set up in
Mm.
the U.S. Virgin Islands. So technically,
Virgin.
so basically, he just wanted to corrupt them, saying like, no, he didn't do this,
Mm-hmm.
but he just paid them like loads of money. Okay, so now we need to talk about his death. Okay.
Death. Okay.
Okay, so he died in the metropolitan. So apparently, he was found injured and semi-unconscious at 1:30 a.m. on the floor of his floor cell
Mm.
with marks around his neck. Now, this is the thing, okay? Now, based on what I'm watching, is that after that incident, he was placed on suicide watch. Six
Okay.
days later, Epstein was taken off suicide watch and placed in a special housing unit with another inmate.
Mm.
Epstein's close associate said he was in good spirits.
Mhm.
Boggo, are you in Rainbow Six Siege?
No.
Why, Boggo? I was just notified now that that
Oh
literally said
no. I
Boggo
was
is.
I was I was seeing if there's an update because apparently there's an update on Marketplace or something like that. How am I playing, man? I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. If I play two things together, I can't concentrate on what you're doing.
Last week you were playing Pokemon while we were
No,
recording.
I was doing a raid. Then I was talking to you. I was like on a minute of a raid, but then I stopped the raid and then.
What do you think I just said? You were playing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a bit. Yeah. So don't worry. It's just done. It's done.
So here's the thing, okay?
Uh,
Okay, when Epstein was placed in the special house unit, the jail informed the Justice Department that he would have a cellmate and that a guard would look into the cell every 30 minutes. Those procedures were not followed on the night of his death. Okay?
Okay. Suspicious.
On August 9th, 2019, Epstein's cellmate was transferred out, but no one took his place. Later that evening, contrary to the jail's normal procedure, Epstein was not checked every 30 minutes. The two guards who were assigned to check his jail unit that night fell asleep and did not check on him. The guards, okay? Did not check on him for about 3 hours. The guards falsified related records. Two cameras that were in front of Epstein's cell all of a sudden malfunctioned. So that's why I said something's up here, okay? Because how can a CCTV be malfunctioning when the only way to malfunction it is through electrical interference, aka an EMP, or
EMP.
cutting the wires? No, they do exist. EMPs do exist. Buggo, your camera froze.
I never knew EMP dismiss. Okay, should work now. Yeah. Okay.
They do exist in the form of nuclear bombs.
Okay. So it's a big one.
No. But there are like small scale EMPs, okay?
Mm.
So apparently, the New York City medical examiner ruled that Epstein's death a suicide by hanging. Now here's the thing. He tried to kill himself before, but failed, and he had marks around him. This time, somehow he died by hanging.
Okay.
So I'm telling you what's up with this, okay?
Okay.
Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. Okay? I'm telling you,
how do you know?
Jeffrey, let me tell you why he's still alive, okay? Because he is so connected with elites and politicians and Israel, okay?
Mhm.
He runs $1 billion child trafficking scheme, okay?
Mm.
Which is worth billions.
Mhm.
Which in America, of course, you don't know, but one of the biggest industries in America is actually trafficking.
Fuck you.
And here's the thing: they always say, "Oh, we will tackle trafficking and etc." But they won't. I think the only one who actually did tackle trafficking is Donald Trump. Everyone else just was just going and going.
Mm.
Okay, now let's talk about the Jeffrey Epstein list. Oh,
Okay, it's a big one, yeah. Looking from your side.
of course, we'll be looking through Al Jazeera, the most trusted media source you can say.
Al Jazeera.
Okay. In the unsealed papers are the names of about 150 Epstein associates. Epstein's Max. Well, I don't care about. Of course, his partner Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence at the moment.
Why?
Oh, for child trafficking as well. For trafficking. Really.
Oh, they're doing it together.
No. Here's the thing. Ghislaine is still alive in prison. But Epstein is allegedly dead. So the first one, Prince Andrew. We know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really surprised. So apparently, Johanna Sjöberg. I don't know how the fuck you say her name. It's straight out of Scandinavia. Who is one of the many women who have accused Epstein of sexual abuse? Said Andrew put his hand on her breast in Epstein's Manhattan townhouse in 2001.
What the fuck? How old is she?
I think she was like 17 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, he was a pedo, man. I mean, come on. Andrew would never get the
What a
throne.
nonce. What a
No, no, no.
nonce.
Let me tell you one thing. If Prince
Well,
Andrew were to be King Andrew today, he would make pedophilia legal. I'm
fucking
telling
hell.
you. I'm telling you. He would make pedophilia legal. They say, "Oh, pedophilia is illegal." You see, like
Mm-hmm.
the big ones are doing it themselves. Okay, okay. This one is still with Prince Andrew. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey, now 38, accused Andrew of sexually abusing her 2 decades ago when she was 17. An allegation the prince called baseless. The case was settled in 2022. So the girl's name, Virginia Giuffre, she actually I think she got paid. I think she won, I believe. I think she won of custody. No, it doesn't say it. Next one, Alan Dershowitz. Now, who is this Alan Dershowitz, you may ask? Now, he is, okay, a pedophilic lawyer. Now, his name has been mentioned over 100 times, okay? Now, he is a Harvard law professor, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote an article about normalizing rape like many
Mm.
years ago.
Fucking hell.
Do you want to know do you want to know what Alan Dershowitz looked like?
Okay. I don't want to know at the same time.
Mm.
I do want to know.
Let's show you guys what Alan Dershowitz looked like in case you're living under a rock. 3, 2, 1. There you go. There you go. That's Alan Dershowitz for you. That's him. Just a sad old man who is also a
Yep, I see
pedophile.
that.
Now, this is the best part about Alan Dershowitz. You know who? You know which country picked him as top lawyer for?
Fucking hell.
No, no, no. Do you know which country picked him as top lawyer to represent their country?
Who?
None other than none other than the bastard state of Israel.
Fucking hell. You just call. Were you able to call them Nazis?
They are Nazis.
Okay. Fucking hell.
Let me tell you one thing. Whoever the
Hmm.
fuck is in power, actually the entire government of Israel, whoever's in power, they're not even Arab anyway. They're mostly European. I think only one is from Iraq. Actually, two are from Iraq, and the rest are from Europe. Literally, I even found out today the mayor of Israel is from America. She's half American, half
Americano?
Polish. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Dershowitz also played a significant role in negotiating an agreement that provided immunity from federal prosecution in the Southern District of Florida, not only for Epstein but also for any co-conspirators of Epstein. Which means they wanted immunity.
Okay.
That's low, man. Honestly,
That is low.
if I wanted immunity, it would be possessions of firearms. Come on. That's the only ones I would go for. Trust me, you see all of these roadmen trying to act hard and everything. You see me with a firearm. Yeah, I'm allowed. Yes, I can have it, and I'm allowed to kill you with it. There you go. That's the only immunity I want. Next one. No. Yes. Continue with this. Epstein's housekeeper Juan Alessi testified that Dershowitz would often visit Epstein's Florida mansion to get massages.
What?
Massages by underage girls. Remember,
Yeah.
just remember, Epstein was a trafficker. Okay.
Yeah, no, but
Another one of Epstein's household employees, Alfredo Rodriguez, said that the lawyer would be present at Epstein's residence without his family and in the presence of girls. So technically, an underage harem, you can say. Next one, Jean-Luc Brunel. Who the fuck is he? Okay, it says here, Jean-Luc Brunel was a French model scout who was awaiting trial on charges that he raped underage girls when he died by suicide in a Paris jail in 2022. So he's a Frenchie. Giuffre was among the women who had accused Brunel of sexual abuse. She said Maxo sent her to many places to have sex with Brunel. The documents also say Brunel would exploit underage girls from disadvantaged backgrounds by offering them modeling jobs, but would then bring them to the US and farm them out to his friends, especially Epstein. So basically, extortion, exploitation, and prostitution.
okay,
Next one.
interesting.
Next one, David Copperfield. So Zyorberg testified to meeting American magician David Copperfield at one of Epstein's houses. She added that she observed him to be a friend of Epstein's. She also recalled a girl at that dinner who she thought looked like she was of high school age. So underage.
Okay.
Zyorberg said Copperfield asked her if she knew that girls were getting paid to find other girls, referring the recruitment of women by Epstein and Maxwell as massage therapists. So eventually those massages would then turn into like sex. Okay, next one, Bill Clinton. Former US President Bill Clinton is also mentioned in the court documents. While Sjoberg said that she did not make Clinton, she testified that Epstein said to her, "Clinton likes them young," apparently referring to girls. While Jeffrey had mentioned earlier that Clinton and Epstein had a close relationship, she did not accuse him of any illegal action. Actually, there was one. Actually, there was one thing. Actually, there was a thing like a scandal that Bill Clinton did, which was getting a blowjob from his secretary.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. What? Apparently, I don't know why that was allowed. He was even married though. What a fucking retard. But I mean, honestly, just get him arrested, man. Bill Clinton had repeatedly rejected all allegation that he was involved in anything unlawful and said that he had no interest with Epstein for several years prior to the financier's arrest. We know that could be false. Next one, former Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump is also mentioned in the documents but not accused. So he is in the documents, but he was not accused. Sjoberg mentioned an incident when she left with Epstein, Jeffrey, and a few others on a plane from Palm Beach, Florida in 2001. Yeah, there is like that infamous photo of like Jeffrey Epstein holding like a child in his arms in his private jet. Which was a kidnapped child. When the plane was unable to land in New York due to a storm, they had to land in Atlantic City and went to one of Trump's casinos. Since Jeffrey was underage at the time, Sjoberg was asked if she was allowed into the casino. I did not know anything about how old you had to be to gamble legally. I just knew she could not get in because of an ID issue. So she and I did not gamble. Sjoberg answered. That's literally all on Donald Trump. So he was in the documents, but he's not accused. But he did nothing. Okay. Next one, Stephen Hawking, the
Stephen
physicist.
Hawking. What the fuck? What is he getting blowjob from young kids also?
The late physicist's name was mentioned in an email sent by Epstein to Maxwell in January 2015. In this email, Epstein told Maxwell to issue a reward to any of Jeffrey's friends and family and acquaintances to come forward and disprove Jeffrey's allegations, including against Stephen Hawking. The strongest is the Clinton dinner and the new version of the Virgin Islands that Stephen Hawking particle led in an underage orgy.
Fucking hell.
So let me get this straight. So a man with ALS had an underage orgy. First of all, pedophilia, of course. But second of all, what the hell, man? Okay, next one, Michael Jackson. Now, Sjoberg said she was the late singer at Epstein's residence. When she was asked if she gave him a massage, she said no. So Michael Jackson is in the document, but he did nothing wrong. And let's see if there's any more, actually. Okay. Okay. This is a bit. Look at this is a bigger list. Okay.
Okay.
So Hillary Clinton, John Connolly, New York police detective turned investigative journalist who investigated Epstein. Leonardo DiCaprio.
The DiCaprio, fuck.
DiCaprio is in the list, but they don't mention what he did though, because this is another source. Al Gore, the former U.S. vice president. Actually, he's the vice president who said that Antarctica is gone.
Still there, mate.
It's still there. Ehud Barak.
Still there, mate.
It's still there. Ehud Barak, former prime minister of Israel. Marvin Minsky, artificial intelligence pioneer. Kevin Spacey, from House of Cards, American actor. George Lucas, American director. Kate Blanchett, Australian actor.
I don't know.
I don't know who she is. Naomi Campbell, British model. Sharon Churchill, British journalist. Bruce Willis. This one is interesting. Cameron Diaz. Noam Chomsky. Cameron Diaz. Chris Tucker from Rush Hour, but he did not. But he was accused. No, wait. He's in the list, but he did nothing wrong. Robert F. Kennedy, who is John F. Kennedy's nephew. Next one is Bella Klein, whoever she is. I mean, these are names I've never heard of. Even Epstein's butler, Jojo Fontanella. So Ghislaine Maxwell told you to give a massage. So this is actually one of the evidences. Told you to give a massage to Bill Richardson, correct? Correct. When did Ghislaine Maxwell tell you to give a massage to Bill Richardson. She said, I don't know the dates. I mean, yeah, it happened like back, but yeah, it happened like over 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's long time, mate.
Yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire Jeffrey Epstein list, you can say. Well,
History.
mostly about him, but I mean, history, I would have to look through. I don't know, I don't know, biography. So, sister-in-law, your request has been done. Now, let's talk about. Yeah, you know how what was it in the previous episode? I tried to end it politically, right?
Hmm.
Let's keep getting political then. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my YouTube studio on my main channel. Okay, today we will be going. Now we're going to be going through an entire controversy that I went through and came out nice and clean. Because Boggo is totally unaware of it. So if you guys don't
Ooh,
know,
yes.
ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't know, I have made a video on when the bloody hell did I upload this shit? 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, I made a video that it became so controversial that I was that people would just acted retarded in the comments, and I would not be surprised why they would act so retarded in the comments. So this video, basically, yes, it's 51 minutes. It's a 51 minutes video of me
Yo,
exposing
if someone comes to
Zionism.
assassinate me because of his hate speech, please, I'm not related to him anywhere or whatsoever.
They will not kill you. They're too pussy to kill you. The only way I'm telling you, they will not kill you face to face. The only way these lot can kill you is by throwing a missile at you. Because that's how it's by either shooting at you with a gun or launching a missile at you. That's how they kill. Which is exactly how Israel does. How do they kill? How do they kill civilians? Artillery shells, airstrikes, and and shooting guns. But when it comes to Hamas, they die immediately. The IDF dies immediately. So it all starts when a good friend of ours, Andy, for jokes, wrote me, "What a punk," and I replied with, "You're a wet ass pussy. Get mad, pendejo." Next one, this weird guy comes out of nowhere sending me a link, which is something to do with what is it? The Xi Jinping meeting with Abbas, can I say the leader of Palestine? Yeah, the leader of Palestine. Now, thoughts on Palestinian leader openly promoting and congratulating the genocide of Muslims in Xinjiang, China. I'm about to debunk you guys in a minute about this whole Xinjiang thing. That it's nothing but to destabilize China. AP News also have an article on this matter, as well as many charities supporting the Uyghurs in China. Oppressed Muslims, because I'm suing you like others, but Palestinian supporters and Israel haters don't know who they are. I know what they are. Okay, they are ethnic Chinese Muslims, and here's the thing. Let me explain to you why this is a lie. Because a good journalist of ours, whom of course Boggo does not know, but I do, his name is Jackson Hinkle. He is known as the most cancelled journalist on the internet, but he's also so amazing at doing his job. Because he can go up against any mainstream host and make them his bitch easily. Now, let's look at this. The Uyghur truth, okay? Let's talk about the Uyghurs in China. You have been lied to. This is the only photo ever claimed to associate with the Uyghur genocide. But this is actually just a drug rehab facility in China and has nothing to do with Uyghurs. Hope they all get sober though. The photo is from 2017. And it was posted on the website of a local government in Xinjiang. US media thinks tanks and politicians have no shame. It's 2024. If there is a genocide occurring, it will be documented. Unfortunately, for the warmongers who want you to believe the Uyghurs are facing a genocide, there are literally no photos or videos of this. Next one. A few surprising facts about before we begin about the Uyghurs in Xinjiang, China. The Uyghur population has been growing faster than the majority Han Chinese population, in part because they were not held to the one-child policy. So you know about the one-child policy? Do you know it?
Yeah, it's like this China had too much population, so they did this thing. They only allowed to have one child and they have to pay tax or something like that if you want to have second one?
No, you're just not allowed to have a second child.
And what happens if you
Somehow.
have it?
I don't know. I don't know really, but
What's the
that's long
question?
gone anyway. What is it? Let me actually check. China one child policy. Okay, so if you have twins or multiple births is allowed. Okay, so here's what it says. What if you had two children in China during the one child policy? If parents did not pay a fine, the second child could not be registered in the national household system, meaning they did not exist legally, so would not have access to social services like healthcare
Oh,
and
so basically
education.
they will not even be like
Classified as
documented even.
yeah, exactly, documented.
Okay.
Okay, so and then China has built 20,000 mosques for Uyghurs. Uyghur Muslim script written on all national currency, something we don't even do in the US for our indigenous people. The biggest star in China is a Uyghur woman. Uyghur kids can get into top university easier than Han Chinese, and have specific halal foods prepared for them, as well as prayer areas available on all campuses. That's true. There's actually one guy who actually went to China. He actually went to the Xinjiang region. Mate, he was thriving in there with all the Muslims there. Between 1999 and 2016, more than 1,000 terrorist attacks were launched by extremist forces in Xinjiang. Next one. Did you know that the Uyghurs' political leadership supports Israel and Zionism and condemns Hamas? Oh no, wait. As how Israel? No, let me. That's how Israel would say Hamas. There you go. That's how they say it.
Fuck yeah.
It's like they have Hamas, like they have a dick in their mouth, and they have to say Hamas while they have a dick in their mouth. That's technically their training, wherever they train anyway. Here's a statement from the World Uyghur Congress President Dolkun Isa about October 7th. The World Uyghur Congress strongly condemns the horrific attacks by Hamas against Israeli civilians and is deeply concerned about the prospect of escalation and conflict, further loss of life. We stand in solidarity with all those suffering from terror and war, and we keep all those impacted by violence in our prayers. Next one. He uses lies as a basis to speak out for his American master, which goes against teaching of Islam. He's also a terrorist recognized by the Chinese government, and he was once listed on the wanted list by Interpol. So Interpol is technically like the blacklist.
Yeah, no, okay. Interpol. It's like international police.
Yes. The Uyghur foreign minister of East Turkestan, wherever the fuck that is it next to Uzbekistan? I don't know. Government in exile, funded by the US, also supports Israel and condemns Hamas. Here's a state on the matter. While some Uyghurs may differ, I stand with Israel. Okay, you already lost me already there. Against the aggression of Hamas, which is backed by China and Iran, or as China supports Palestine, it relentlessly wages genocide and maintains an occupation in East Turkestan. Palestine, along with many Muslim nations, shamelessly sided with our oppressor. Yemen are more oppressed than East Turkestan, really. So, Salih Hudaya, shut your fucking mouth. Next one. This one is the World Uyghur Congress, funded by the US government, also supports Israel and condemns Hamas. They issued a full statement on the matter. The reason why the Uyghur political leadership supports Israel is not because they are funded entirely by the US and UK governments, but also because Israel supports them. Now, ask yourself, do you think Israel actually cares about Uyghur Muslims, or are they invested in the genocide lies just so they can weaken China, who actually supports the Palestinian resistance? China, on the other hand, have given full support to Gaza, the Houthis, and the Palestinian resistance, which are in the West Bank. But next one, this is a graph on number of villagers detained in re-education camp in 8 villages in Kashgar Prefecture. So, how did the Western government and the entire media establishment arrive at the conclusion that 1 to 3 million Uyghurs are being held in concentration camp in Xinjiang, China?
They're stupid.
By interviewing a grand total of 8 people.
And how many people are there?
Millions. Based on this
8 people
crazy... Listen, let me finish, okay? Based on this crazy small sample size, in a population of 20 million individuals, the not-so-intelligence asset who authored this bogus report claimed that 1 million Uyghurs have been detained and 2 more have been forced to attend day/evening re-education sessions. So basically, they just interviewed these people And they said, "Oh, how many people are in your village? Oh, how many people are in the?" They're all literally like nothing changed much because they're all from one tiny village, not an entire region, which is
Hmm.
Xinjiang. So that's why that's why I think it's bogus. Okay,
Yeah, I think so too.
okay. The Uyghur story is clearly a lie, but who is pushing it? The pro-war U.S. State Department, the CIA, British
The
intelligence,
president.
British intelligence, not wait there, notorious warmongers like John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and Nikki Haley. To which you're gonna be in a shock. This Nikki Haley is actually from India, and she was originally brown like us. You know what she did?
What?
She bleached her skin.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So she's like, I am white now. Next one is the NED, the National Endowment for Democracy, which are funding on for political interference worldwide. The WUC, another one which is funded by the NED, another one funded by the CIA. End Transplant Abuse in China, or ETAC, employs 20 year National Endowment for, so basically just helps out an American company. And next one. Why is this lie about Uyghurs so important to the USA? Xinjiang is a region within China that is integral with connecting China's colossal industrialization project called BRI, or the Belt and Road Initiative, which is technically like the Ho Chi Minh Trail, but for but for like trading, but for like better trading with the rest of the world to the west. This makes it the perfect target for Anglo-American strategists eager to destabilize China and wreck BRI to weaken China economically. This one I have no clue what this was about. Well, let's go for the next one. Next one. Even the U.S. State Department lies about a Uyghur genocide in Xinjiang are falling apart. The State Department lawyers concluded insufficient evidence to prove genocide in China. Despite the Trump's administration declaration of a genocide in Xinjiang. Next one is there forced
God
labor
damn, that's
in
a lot
Xinjiang?
of shit.
I know. I told you this guy's a committed journalist.
Yeah, fucking
He's.
hell. But
I told
that's
this. This is why I said he
does make some
makes.
good points.
Huh?
Does make some good points.
Yeah, I know. This one was actually a propaganda thing designed by an American. This was the Uyghur Tribunal. So wasn't there an 80-hour Uyghur Tribunal where all the evidence was shown? Yes, there was. The Uyghur Tribunal website explained that the tribunal was funded almost entirely by the U.S. government. The WUC, for its part, is funded by the U.S. government through the NED. Washington's funding arm, we know that. In addition to initiating the tribunal, the WUC funded it, a crowdfunder page which raised nearly 250 grand with an initial amount of $115,000 donated by the Uyghur diaspora through the WUC. This included two anonymous donations of 55,000 and 66,000 pounds, respectively, amounting to nearly half of the total sum raised. Uyghur separatists and Washington-funded operatives of the human rights industry organized a Uyghur tribunal to build the case of over 80 tedious hours of testimony that the Chinese government is guilty of the crime of genocide in its western Xinjiang province. In reality, a campaign of terrorism in pursuit of separatism was unfolding in China's Xinjiang region from the early 90s onward. A violent extremist minority of Uyghurs had been radicalized by the Wahhabi? Okay.
What?
Fundamentalism is actually literally right down here. Wahhabi.
Fuck it. I think you
I don't
mean
know. Wahhabibi!
something bad or something.
Boggo, your thing is lagging out badly. It's like that. Okay, no, it's good.
Huh?
Imported from no, so Wahhabi fundamentalism imported from Saudi Arabia, as the LA Times explained in 2016. A 2014 BBC article titled "Why is the tension between China and the Uyghurs?" provided an extensive list illustrating the horrific nature of these attacks, from ethnic rioting that killed 200 in the regional capital of Urumqi and 2009 to an attempted aerial hijacking by Uyghur militants in 2012. So what was the goal of the tribunal? It was not an official legal body, but a political show funded by the Western government. The tribunal stated that the finding of despite hearing evidence in the trial that poverty and unemployment are two of the major driving factors in the religious extremism in Xinjiang, at present there are close to 3 million in the urban labor market in Xinjiang in the need of seeking employment, which is equivalent to about 1/6 of the labor force in the entire region. The problem of surplus labor in southern Xinjiang is particularly serious. Unemployment is the biggest livelihood issue in Xinjiang, and this issue directly affects people's morale. The cotton industry, something that Americans are famous for, is one of the biggest sources of employment in the Xinjiang region. Pushing for boycotts against the industry is going into increased terror and extremism. In the judgment, they admit to lack of anything solid: no CCTV videos, photos, mass purchase of torture devices, architect drawings or plans or anything else. So basically, just said, yes, China did this, but we have nothing to show. Next one is well, we don't. I don't care about the testimonies. You can check out Thing himself. You check out what do you call it, Jackson Hinkle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what about the satellite
Just
images
put in
that
the
prove?
link. Those people look out.
No, yeah, the, about the satellite images that prove that there are concentration camps. Oh, you mean the satellite images that proved Iraq had WMDs? Yeah. So what happened is that the satellite photos that they took was saying, "Oh, this is a detention center," but in reality, it was just a prefect. It was just some places in one region, the Kashi region, which is somewhere else. The reason you don't see Xinjiang satellite images of Uyghur camps as much as anti-China propaganda anymore is because it's the most easily debunked garbage out there. True.
Hmm.
The Uyghur militants in Syria look to Zionism as model for their homeland. The Uyghur political leadership supports Israel. China supports Palestine and treats Uyghurs very well. There is no Uyghur genocide. There are no photos, videos, satellite images, verifiable testimonies, or statistics. All narratives of Uyghur genocide are promoted by the US government and pro-war organization. The West is using Uyghur genocide narrative to economically strangle China's Xinjiang region and take jobs away from Uyghur Muslims. Oh yes, this one. Also, yes, I have seen Arsalan Hidayat post trying to argue that there is a Uyghur genocide. Guess what? Arsalan Hidayat works for the US government CIA. I will show you proof. So Hidayat wasn't even born in Xinjiang. He was born in Australia. Hidayat
Australia.
also
Are
serves
they?
as a yes, he's an Aussie, as a program manager for Campaign for Uyghurs, a US-based separatist organization whose founder, Rushan Abbas, is also even more notorious. Abbas was the first Uyghur journalist when the Uyghur Language Department of Radio Free Asia was launched in 1998 and was employed by the CIA, known as the favorite human rights activist of the of the NSA. Long story short, Muslims can lie too and work for the CIA too. And that's it. Whew. Let's
That's a
continue.
long one.
I have no idea what your next one. Let's go to another comment. Okay, I have no idea what your opinion is here. I hope it's not some people do stuff and they're this race, so all people of this race do this stuff, but replace race with whatever word fits whatever you want to talk about. I said, which is why it's best to check out the full length video. Even if my people does some BS, I condemn the individual, not the religion. This one is the most retarded one. Okay, this one was the funniest one because. He tried to look like he's an alpha. He's tried to look like he's a sigma and that. But he was just nothing but a soy boy pussy like Sidwaj.
Like a
Yeah,
beta male.
exactly, like a beta male. Yet no one wants to criticize Hamas for killing children. Where is the proof? Name me one baby. Then he asks me and says, "So you're a terrorist sympathizer? Nice one, getting yourself on a list now, lol." And I said, "How can I be a terrorist sympathizer when all I'm asking is for proof?" That's like me saying, "I have a Lambo, but I have no receipt or photo about that. I have a Lambo, and you're asking for it. You get me?" And then he says, "YouTube shadow banning comments in favor of free plasticine." As I said, you're a terrorist sympathizer. If you think Hamas is innocent, great of being put on a list. I said, you're not making any sense. I suggest you give up now before you have an unholy breakdown, unholy con, because he's got con as his profile picture. And he said, but you publicly want me to name babies killed in the name of a false prophet by a non-terrorist organization? You're the one with issue, mush. Why is he trying to call me like, why is he trying to name me after my ex-girlfriend? Seriously. And then I said there is no evidence. Haaretz, which is an amazing what is it, media platform. Well, I can't say platform, like media article where they debunk Israel's lies, literally, and they are Israelis.
Fuck you.
So friendly fire. Okay, I said Haaretz exposed it, and the whole 40 babies was refuted. Whatever you will show is most likely to be ISIS doing their crimes. So I suggest you visit a therapist before you kill someone in the name of Zionism.
What's
And
Zionism?
it's basically the idea that basically they say, oh, it's the idea that the Jews deserve their own land and etc. But in reality, it all has to do with like colonialism, racism, and all of that shit. And not and mainly Nazism. I mean, in that episode, I literally read an entire article about it. And then someone says both sides are occupied by squatters. I said Israel is a safe haven for pedos, and Palestine is occupied by a bastard state named Israel. And then the same idiot says Palestine was land that was given by Queen Victoria. It shouldn't even exist. And I said, what the fuck are you on about? That is just plain
That's wrong,
wrong.
isn't it?
He is wrong because Palestine has existed for 3,000 years, even during the
Yeah.
time of the Romans. Before Palestine, it used to be called Canaan. And then he says history isn't wrong. The land was bequeathed to the Palestinian deserters who fled Israel to occupy another land. Israel has always been on the map. Can't say the same for the made-up country. I'm trying to pretend that he's a cigarette. Okay. And I said
Cigarette.
National Geographic 1940. Actually, that's true. Because in a book by National Geographic in 1940, actually had a map that said Palestine instead of Israel. And I said the Old Testament, the Quran, Anne Frank's book. True. Because in Anne Frank's book, she did mention that a friend of hers wanted to be a nurse in Palestine. And then he started laughing, and I said, you can laugh all you want. And ladies and gentlemen, he was never heard from ever again. This one was a positive comment. He says USA and the West supposedly lands of the free speech and democracy. And then I replied, they're making China and Russia look more free than USA and Europe. Fun fact, USA has the most laws in the world. Don't forget to subscribe. And he did not subscribe. Same guy. Same unholy con. Funny how you're deleting comments that go against your agenda whilst complaining from a sedentary position in your safe house doesn't make you a hero. And I said, I'm deleting nothing. I am for free speech. You can call me a terrorist, a packy, any slur you want. Just stop bitching. Leave and do whatever Zionist wankers do. And then immediately, look what he called me.
What did he call?
A racist fuck. I'm sorry. I don't get it. Just because I said I am for free speech, I called him a Zionist wanker. He called me a racist now. How does that work? How does that work?
It's just a fucking Muppet, mate. Fucking Muppet and egghead.
It literally is. It's literally. I don't get, man.
Just an idiot, man. Just don't bother arguing.
Oh no! Oh, this one's the best.
Mate.
This one is the best one. This motherfucker called me an imbecile. You know nothing, okay? And I said, the irony of calling someone an imbecile while providing zero evidence to support your claim. Fascinating. I had to be British on this one, man. Like all the evidence in your video, like I said, imbecilic clown. Check out my full-length video and shut your mouth. You're a disgrace to humanity. You know nothing. That's the sound of someone who's fucking lazy to watch the full-length video. Congratulations, leftist. Because they have actually the worst. They have a terrible attention span. They, of course, are not critical thinkers. And what else do you want me? And what else do you want me to do? What else do you want me to say? This one is This one. Okay, this one was from an idiot. Okay, he told me this video is all hate speech. Hamas charter says officially the goal is to kill all Jews. That's a lie. You love it, Israel offered Palestinians a country, lie. Not truce, country, lie. In many occasions since 1948. To stay safe, don't go out with Hamas supporters. And then I said, then why are Israeli government now saying there should not be a Palestinian state? Quiet. When I ask him the critical question, quiet. This one is funny, okay? I've actually checked out his channel. It's the most boring, it's the most childish looking channel ever, okay? It just makes... Sid Waj's, this is literally what Sid Waj's channel looks like in all sorts. And he says there is no comedy in racism. There is no difference between you and her, except you're trying to excuse your racism. Now, my answer was the difference is I do it just to joke around while gaming in Rainbow Six Siege. you can back me up on that I do say some racist shit on it for fun.
Mm.
Not because I am racist, just for fun. Okay? But she does
Mm.
it because she even stated herself that she's a proud racist. Two different things. And then he goes back saying, you sound like a proud racist. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's racist in some way. Yeah, Boggo, you're one of them. That is just a fact of life. You're still attempting to justify yorism as a way of being funny. Try telling that to the black man lynched to a tree. That racism is funny. I never said that. Try telling that to the only minority being bullied in school. Guilty. Try telling that to the white man who cannot walk down a black neighborhood. Maybe one day you will get it, but right now you're just another racially prejudiced person. P.S. Don't bother liking my comment reply. I'd rather not. And I said, I am sorry it hurt your feelings, but honestly, I don't care about how you feel. I never find racism funny in general. I just spew borderline racist stuff, mainly stereotypes, while I game. They are two different things. If you cannot get that into your brain, then as how we say in Grand Britannia, sod off. And then one says, racist comedy is the best. That's true. That is true. Okay? Next one is this one was just an idiot. He tells me at the end, please learn English, my friend. And I said, sorry if you don't understand British English. Now bugger off, ya wanker. Because that's how they say it here in the UK. This one was and yeah, that's it. So that's actually exactly what happened. That's literally what happened from one video. Actually, I've actually done another video in the past, same thing, but different, same thing, but actually, I could not handle that heat back then. I couldn't handle the heat, but because now I am used to criticism and I, do some stupid / critical thinking, I'm like, this is just too easy for me now. I mean, look at me. I had an answer for every single question
You don't back down, mate. You just went for it.
I never backed down.
Don't back down.
Exactly.
Never gave up.
Yeah, exactly. Just like how John Cena says it.
Let's go. That's how we should do it, mate.
Yeah. So continuing with Israel, the problem with Israel at the moment is that they're not even trying to hide their crime anyway.
They're just bastards. That's the only thing you need to say.
They are bastards.
They're just bastards. They're hungry bastards.
Yeah, hungry bastards. They're greedy bastards. Because here's the funny thing is, right? Is because this is the best part. I think what was it? Yeah, Nikki Haley. So that woman over there, that woman who's also in the background, but you will not see it. But after the edit, you might. She actually, apart from the fact she decided to say goodbye to her Indian heritage and say like, I am white. She's also a bit of a retard. She's a big retard as well. Okay, it's because national security, right? So it has to do with like IDs and everything, right? She first on said, "Oh, I have never said that national security should be shut down." Then another video pops up and says, "Oh, she did say it. She did want to shut national security to shut down." Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So continuing back with Israel. Yeah. So the problem. Let me explain. Do you know about how Israel was formed in the first place?
I think they're given a place to live after the World War II.
Exactly. Okay. Technically, it all started all the way back in 1917.
I don't even know why they got that land in the first place. Why not some other place?
Let me explain to you. It all started in the 1890s, okay? When a man named Theodor Herzl, an atheist man, said that the Jews were the chosen people in the Holy Land, okay? He said the Jews were God's chosen people for the Holy Land, okay? Which is Palestine. Well, Jerusalem. But this is the thing. Theodor Herzl was atheist. He did not believe in God at all. So how can someone who's atheist say, yes, Israel is, yes, let's make Jerusalem the Holy Land for the Jews, when in reality, it's the Holy Land for both Christians and Muslims. Okay? And this is the thing, this is the biggest lie that they say. They say that the Palestinians came after the Israelis. They didn't. Because historically, the Muslims actually had control of Palestine for 800 years. The Christians 300, about 300 or over years. The Jews less than 200 years. Okay, so the Muslims had of course more control of it. But there's one thing that there was of course one thing that that Muslims did in Palestine, and that is coexistence. So you do know that. So for instance, you know Spain, right? You know
Yeah.
Andalus. You know Andalusia, Iberia. Actually, Spain used to be a Muslim country. You know, before the
Really?
Inquisition. Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah. So Christians, Muslims, Jews all lived together until the Spanish Inquisition. Okay. Now the Spanish Inquisition were targeting was it Jews, and the Muslims saved them by helping them escape. Helping them escape Spain to the Ottoman Empire, where they would stay and coexist with the Ottoman
Mm.
Empire. No jokes whatsoever. It's actually a
Are
true
there still
thing.
any Muslims left in Spain?
Yeah, of course there are. But here's the thing, right? They always say, "Oh, Jesus, this, Jesus, my Lord, Jesus, you know the televangelists, you know." And it's funny
Yeah.
how they say it, but then at the same time they incite violence at the same time. But here's the thing: I'm not blaming the religion, of course. I am blaming the individuals who are promoting such radicalization. This is the
Mm.
problem with him. So continuing the whole story, yeah. So of course the Ottoman Empire used to be, Turkey, Greek, no, not it used to be Turkey, uh, Macedonia, Palestine, Israel,
Mm.
Syria, Kuwait, even the Middle East. Okay, and they were thriving until World War One came. And what
Mm.
happened is that when World War One happened, the Ottoman Empire kind of got divided. Because one was controlled by the Lawrence of Arabia and another one was controlled
Mm.
by the Ottoman. Okay,
Mm.
now here's the thing, okay? The Ottoman received many requests of giving away Palestine for
Mm.
Israel, and they said never, never. Even if you give me 2 million gold, never. That's how faithful they were. Yeah, so technically that's what happened. Then, of course, 1917 was the Balfour Declaration, which is a
Mm.
letter written by a minister to
Mm.
an elitist. Okay.
Elitist.
Yep. I will read to you the Balfour Declaration. Okay.
One.
Next one. Dear Lord Rothschild. That's already a bad sign. Rothschild
Yep.
are the richest motherfuckers in the entire world.
They control everything.
Okay. They technically control the banks.
Mm.
I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, this was during the time before the Queen, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet. His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people, and will
Mm.
use the best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this objective, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and the religious rights existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be
Mm.
grateful if you bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. So this shit has started since 1917. So yeah, then after World War II, of course, they decided to to implicate that Balfour Declaration by sending the Jews, mainly Europeans, to Palestine, who welcomed them with open arms. Then comes 1948, okay, where the bastard state was born and the Nakba was born. Now, do you know what Nakba is?
No.
So the Nakba is the displacement of three and a quarter million people or Palestinians in
Okay. Interesting.
basically. Okay, let me explain to you how it worked. Okay, so it kind of it's kind of like a house robbery. However, you get killed and they take your stuff, and they make their stuff their own. So, for instance, this guy. So it's basically it's kind of like settlers. Exactly what settlers do or squatters do. Basically, exactly what's been got. Exactly what's happening, and it's still happening as we're speaking in the West Bank region. So then comes the 1967 war, which was between the Arab League and Israel, and then there was the 1967 Arab Summit, where they were talking about peace relations with Israel and talking about borders, etc. But then, of course, Israel violated that convention as well as what they always do. Then, of course, comes 1988, the year which Hamas was founded. So, and of course, Hamas is mostly made up of orphans. Like about majority of them are orphans, and like the minority of them are like are like vengeful spirits, as you can say in FNAF terms. Seriously. Then of course there were like Then there was many calls for a ceasefire. Israel said no. Then people are saying that, oh look, listen, the IDF pulled out of Gaza in 2006, which means that the people of Palestine were already free. No, they were not, because you know what Gaza turned into?
What?
An open air prison / concentration camp.
Fucking hell, that is so sad.
Because do you know? It is very sad. But do you know what the other problem is? Okay, is that they could not get water, electricity, basically the basic necessities, unless Israel gave them. That is literally a prison there for you. That is literally a prison for you. And you have all of these Western media saying like, oh, there is no genocide. I don't really think that there is no genocide. The Gazans are living freely. Yeah, sure. Then why the fuck would they shut down water, electricity, gas, and all the necessities for the Gazans? Absolute twats. So yeah, I know I skipped out a big lot, but I just had to talk about, the main bits. Actually, there has been like numerous massacres on the West Bankers as well as the Gazans. So one of the ones I'm familiar with was the Jenin massacre. Do you know what happened in the Jenin massacre?
What happened?
The IDF soldiers put children in a baking oven and killed them. Incinerated. I am not joking. Ladies and gentlemen, look up Jenin massacre and look up how the IDF whom incinerated children. And this is the best part. No matter how many times Israel was put up on the UN Convention for genocide, do you know who always would back them up for saying no, there is no genocide? This motherfucking country and the fucking United States of America.
United States, the problem every single time.
They always like, no, let me explain let me explain it to you in Jinxie's terms, okay? Pretend, okay, let's say I am America and I'm like, don't worry, Daddy Israel, you can rear end me all you want, you can let me deep throat you, and I will protect you no matter what. Actually, there is even an article which I've also talked about, which was actually true, and I'm about to show you. You're in for a treat. I actually mentioned it in my last Regihad show episode. There you go. Israel is becoming a safe haven for pedophiles with laws that allow any Jews to legally return. Okay, so basically, what happened is, and I kid you not, the number, there are like so many like pedophiles. Was Israel safe haven for pedophiles? Look, literally CBS says Haaretz. Actually, let's read Haaretz's article, which is the most believable one, as a matter of fact. Literally, at a Knesset pre-hearing, groups working to prevent the abuse suggested there are many significant high proportion of cases in the ultra-Orthodox communities. Really, I have to subscribe? I have to subscribe to read an article? This is bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Let's read the one. Okay, let's read the one from CBS. So technically, what's been happening is that Jewish Americans, whom are pedophiles, what they do is that they escape. They actually escape to America. No, they actually escape to Israel for technically pedophilic immunity. There was even the one about a Hollywood director whom actually, this one, Brett Ratner, who stands accused by multiple women of rape and sexual harassment, revealed last week he relocated to Israel just days after being a special guest of Benjamin Milankowski Netanyahu. I know his real name. Come on, at the UN General Assembly in New York. Radna has followed in the footsteps of other sexual predators and who have fled to Israel in recent years, including another Hollywood director, Bryan Singer, who moved to Israel several years ago after being accused of rape and sexual assault of several minors. Thanks to lax extradition laws and so-called law of return, known as Aliyah, which grants citizenship to Jews across the world based on the ancestral claims that are 2 millennia old, Israel has become a sanctuary for Jewish sexual predators, as well as countless fraudsters, money launderers, and war criminals. That is Israel for you. It's a safe haven for nonsense. What an absolute twat.
Too much information to take in, mate. There's a lot of information.
For you, yes, but for me, no, because for me,
it's
not
quite
really.
interesting though. There's a lot of interesting stuff there.
Yeah. Okay. This one is the best part. Okay. Now this is latest. Okay. This post came out an hour. Now, not too long ago, three Americans died from a drone attack in Jordan. Okay. In Jordan, there was a drone attack. 3 Americans were killed. Okay. Now, this is the most powerful man in the world. Okay. Oh, actually, wait, I forgot. I'm not showing it here. I'm not showing it yet. Let me show you, okay? This old fag is the most powerful man in the world, the president of the United States. Do you know what he said
Biden.
to the... Yeah. Do you know what he said to the family of a victim about the drone attack in Jordan? You know what he said?
What?
No. He said he died of cancer.
Fucking hell.
I'm sorry,
man.
No, hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, please distinguish between a cancer and a drone attack. Please, that makes no sense. This one, this one is the best. Okay. Should we show it? Yeah, let's show it. It's a podcast for the unhinged. Let's fucking show it. So this was recorded by a sniper, a Hamas sniper. Okay. Now look what will happen to those IDF soldier. He has I think it's a USG or something. 3, look, the one in the middle, okay? Got highlighted. 3, 2, 1, boom. She's dead. Oh, he's dead. There we go.
Oh, shit.
You know what I call this? Have a taste of your own medicine, bitch.
Fucking hell. What?
Okay, so technically, let me explain to you the context. Let me explain to you what happened. He was at this whatever rally he is. He sees a little girl, and he says, "I love your ears. What's your name?"
Oh my god, that is so creepy.
Now listen, okay. The girl says Catherine, okay, and then he says, "That's my mother's name. How old are you? 17?" She says 6. And he's like, 6?
Yeah, this guy's eyes must have gone.
Hey, no, it's not his eyes is gone. His brain is gone. His everything is gone, man. Oh, this one is the best, okay? This one is the best.
This is the president of the United fucking States.
No. This post over here is amazing, okay? Rockets fired from Gaza to central Israel. Never happened. Actually, you know what, Boggo, can you read this one, but with an Indian accent, please?
Stay strong and give them solid reply. Destroy Hamas and love full support from India.
Don't say that. No. Okay, no. Don't ever say that, because it means a victory to Ram, which is one of their millions of gods. And this is the best part. This is the best part. We will never ever give you a visa to work here in Israel. Why are you pretending that you're supporting us? I'm really disgusted when I see you on the streets in America, and I will never allow. I will never allow to see you here in Israel. Serves them right. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
What's gonna happen when they strike?
Who strikes?
Say they say strike Israel now. What's gonna happen when they do it? Like out of nowhere, you just strike a country, mate. That's gonna cause like
Well, it will cause a regional war, of course. But the thing is that you know what would happen? America would be like, "Oh no!" Well, you know what UK and USA would say? No, our daddy has been attacked. Let's go protect our daddy. Gather the Discord kittens. Gather the Discord incels. Gather the incels. Come on, let's go. That's literally what will happen. That is literally the summary of literally what would happen. Bring on the incels. Bring on the retards. Bring on the brainwashed. Bring on Charlie Kirk. We know he's washed up as fuck. Let's bring him in. He's only smart in again when it comes to LGBT, but when it comes to Israel, he's retarded as fuck. He's a snowflake, actually. Uh, Charlie Kirk. I kind of do like Charlie Kirk when it comes to like equity and what you can say is when it comes to like LGBT and the woke agenda. He's smart at it. But when it comes to like Israel and shit, he's like as retarded as my ex-girlfriend. I'm not joking. What did I want to show? No, actually, what? You know what? That's all for today. Let's end it right here. I want to say to everyone, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to keep subscribing to the podcast channel. Make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to listen to us on Spotify. And that's it, really. Thank you and peace.